I just wanted to give you I briefly showed you some of the tools that I had that I either bought or made, and I want to show you some pretty cool stuff that I either found from another source or made myself, and stuff that I got that I like to look for things that you wouldn't normally think of for working with clay. These are body putty squeegees. They're made of like a fairly bendable plastic. You find them at auto body stores. And I do a bit of auto body work, and I started thinking, well, that would make a nice rib. Very flexible, and you know, they're pretty cheap. Buy them in a pack. I have a couple of those, as well as the rubber ones, which again are very bendable. Nice thick rubber. Other things that I have that aren't actually for clay, well, these are just putty knives. I went to a import store that sells all kinds of basically cheap tools. Harbor Freight is what it is, and bought a pack of these. They're nice for taking things off of the wheel. Small things when you're going to be careful about changing the shape or whatever, or you know, to get under the edge so they don't get deformed. These are all. Let me show you this first. This is another from an auto parts store. And what this is a pattern for repeating patterns or checking patterns. Let me just put this flat here and show you. Press it all down, and it's like basically like nails in a piece. But say you have a piece that you want to, you know, reproduce an edge or get it fairly close, and has a lot of like detailing or ribbing or whatever. If you have a pattern that you want to follow, if you press this into the pattern, it holds the pattern. Now you couldn't actually, I doubt if you could actually, you know, use this on the wheel, but to hold it next to a piece to see if you have your angles right for you know, your spacing or whatever on your designs. If you want to, you know, repeat them fairly accurately, this comes in handy. Things that I've made. This is actually a rib. I took a piece of PVC, 4-inch PVC pipe, and I cut it out with a jigsaw and then sanded it. And you can put some. You can see I have some nice different designs on there, and it's curved. It works real nice on the clay. And there's another one of those, just a curved rib, that you can use either side, and it has a nice curve to it. And as you change the angle, it changes the radius of the curve. And these are really cool. I made these out of the package from Jigsaw Blades. I do a lot of molding and casting, so I'm always looking at things and seeing how they're made. And I started thinking that would make a nice rib to put a design onto a piece of pottery. And you can see here, if you look at the right there, there you go. There's a view of the side of it. You can see. Get my fingers out of the way. There you go. And all I did was I put a coat of wax on the inside of it, and poured a mixture of half resin, half body putty, and put the hardener in, the body putty hardener, and it's rigid, but it's basically a rigid plastic, and then I sanded it to shape, so I have a curve on both sides. And then I actually have the other side of the package, which is the reverse, and you can see there it's actually the reverse image, and again, same thing, rounded the sides, makes a nice rib for putting like a louvered design in a pot. And Simon Leach motivated me to make a bunch of my own tools. I have ribs, kinds of various sticks, and some nice wood laying around, so I throw those together. Here's another example of something from a store that you wouldn't think of maybe for using for pottery, but it's really nice. These are, again, Harbor Freight. I think I paid $4 for the set of like 5 of them. And they're actually tools for doing working on interiors of cars, panel pullers, so that you don't mar the interior. They're pretty rigid plastic, but you can see they have all kind of nice shapes on there. Nice handle, waterproof, and a nice rounded, you know, indentation in a pot on the wheel. They come in handy. All these, actually, I got from a estate sale and or garage sales. It's actually an egg slicer, the wire, the other part of it taken off. It comes in handy for making lines on a piece. But all of these tools here, all these, and all these in here, I got from garage sales and estate sales for probably $5 for all of them. And that's over the last couple of years. I keep my eyes open because I've been doing a lot of sculpture, and they come in handy. Metal ribs, all kinds of brushes, carving tools, some more ribs, a couple bucks. So I'm always keeping my eyes open. That's how I got my scales and a lot of the stuff you see down here. I see something and know that eventually I'm going to need it, and get it. Now it's all coming together in my basement down here soon, and just wanted to show you that stuff, give you some ideas maybe. See ya.